Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tool to Play presents Still Got Game with Derek D. Smooth Nolan and Joel Duda Rock Albert.
If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode 371. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Joel Duda Rock Albert.
And joining us later from the news desk will be Tiffany Electrify Nolan. And super producing right now and joining us in our probably brief because everyone's sick after show will be I6 Hitman. So we're back 2 weeks in a row, Jay.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Just like
I'm super sick, but I did this because I wanted to do at least 2 in a row. That's the goal.
Oh.
But I'm here.
Next week when we do our third round, next week is my birthday, and I'm going to do a fucking show on my birthday. So, you know, that's really showing some commitment to the show. Nice. Plus, that'll be our last episode before the critical episode 373 that we've drawn the line in the sand. But
it's no big deal.
But I guess
we're good.
We'll see what happens. But I guess we'll just jump right in the show proper. If any of you want to leave us a voicemail, you can give us a call, 773-527-2961. Your email's at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And in feedback from last week's show, speaking of episode 373, Halo Daddy comments. I listened to a handful of the earliest Tool to Type radio episodes, but haven't missed a single one since D-Smooth resurrected the show and had some structure to it. I am both nervous and excited about your episode 373 announcement from last week. Hopefully the lack of structure is not a turnoff and that the natural chemistry between all of you outweighs that. I'm definitely willing to give it a shot.
Well, so I would only say, so the onus is on us to create interesting content. So I don't think anyone listening should be nervous about a change in format. Most talk shows or most things you listen to on like Sirius or podcast or whatever have very little structure to them. They have a setup, but then it's on the talent or the hosts to do a good job and deliver good content. So I think it'll be fine if we're doing what we do normally, like on the after shows, which a lot of people love. I don't think you're going to notice anything different in the show. I think it's just going to get better.
I don't think so too.
Yeah. I mean, it's really going to be, it's us, right? It's if we are not interesting, then you won't listen. I think the structure can be a crutch because it creates interesting things by default, but this way, you know, it's on us to give opinions that you guys may or may not like, which I always find the interesting thing. I hope you don't agree with Derek and I, because that usually fuels even better discussion. So we'll see. It'll be interesting for sure.
We shall. All right. Ralphing Ralph comments. I've been with your show a long time and I'm really curious about episode 373. I can't wait to see how it plays out.
I can't either.
It should be interesting. It's going to be weird for me because I always have this net. It's like no safety net.
I always think I do better with no safety net. Anytime I have to read something or be guided down a pipeline, what ends up happening is I become disinterested in whatever the subject is, which I think does not produce the best content out of me. So that's going to be the thing. It's got to be all four of us if it's going to actually be good. But for me, I think it's more interesting to be on the show and talk about whatever it is that we want to discuss, as opposed to sort of going through the motions and hitting all the paint by numbers and reaching an end. There still will be like we said it last week, there's still a structure to it. There will be topics. We'll probably still talk about what games we're playing because I think that's interesting.
We'll talk about what's new and what's in the news.
What's new and what's in the So the structure is really there.
It's
less
just reading,
not following a format, right? It's just, hey, this is what we heard about in the news today. So it's not nearly as just boom, 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 boom. But hopefully that becomes more, because I always feel you guys can get this content on your own. You can go out and read the news like anybody else. Hopefully you listen to us because you like what we have to say, or you think we're funny, or we're dumb, or whatever. And that's the goal.
It doesn't matter which one of those.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I hope that we can hit those marks. But yeah, we'll see.
All right, and last but not least, Cracking Wise comments. Are you guys going to rename the show again and start over the numbering after your episode 373 shakeup? I don't know if I can handle it again. JK, I'll still listen if you change the name, but my vote would be not to. No fucking way ever again.
Never happened.
It's still got game forever at this point.
Yeah. I don't see, and in fact, I solidified it. What I did last night for the show to make it easier, because like you guys know now, everyone that's listening, that we don't do as much work on Tool to Play at all. It's not really our it's there for the community, but it's not something that we like work on, right? It's just it exists. So what I did was I got an easy still got game URL that I'll just redirect you right to the show, and I'm actually hoping to care more about Still Got Game than Tool to Play. I think that's the best way to keep this thing moving forward, to focus on the show, because that's what we do. Yep. So I don't think we'll ever change the show. I hope we don't ever change the show name again.
No.
Yeah, that seems like a terrible idea. So more than likely it'll stay the same, like 99% sure.
Yeah. We've been through that pain too many times of dealing with iTunes and reviews and everything else, and we still can never undo the damage we did by changing it twice already. So yeah, we're gonna stick with this.
And I like the name. I think it suits us.
Yeah.
So it fits us. It's not it's not like too over the top. It's not crazy. It's just it's perfect. So yeah.
Agreed. All right. Well, if any of you awesome feedback like Halo Daddy, Ralphing Ralph, or Cracking Wise, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over into what we're playing? Joel, Dude I Rock Albert, what have you been playing this week?
More Shadows of Mordor. I'm playing that still. Let's see. Did I play Switch this week? I did not play any Switch this week. I played a lot of PUBG this week. Test servers just opened up again yesterday. Did not play any Destiny at all this week. I'm out again. But I'm assuming when the expansion comes out, I have to play because I'm apparently contractually obligated to at least play. I don't know. What about you?
Nice. Well, I did my raid night last week, which is still this week. It's within the last 7 days. Did my raid night. That was it for Destiny. I pulled down that steep demo for Xbox One X that had the enhanced stuff.
Yeah.
And it may be one of the worst games I've ever played. Like, I don't know.
Nothing about it looks remotely. Yeah.
And even in 4K with HDR, it is not like... It's like putting 4K and HDR in a cartoon. The game is so not realistic enough to begin with that you don't get the benefits from it. It's maybe one of Ubisoft's worst games ever, I would say. Like they've had some bad ones, but this is right up there. And I know it's already been out for a year because this is the reason why they
fresh, right?
This was for like their Winter Olympics expansion. So they were given for a demo this weekend, then that comes out like today or tomorrow or whatever. But yeah, it was not the right way to sell this into it. Like even on the Xbox One X, like the way you kind of pick which mission you're going to do is like they show the side of the mountain and it has like a bunch of little flags on it that have the different events, and you go slide your cursor over it, and the cursor is stuttering getting to the next thing on the fucking Xbox One X. Like, this thing's a powerhouse beast, and it's like, it gets stuck and then continues on, gets stuck, continue. Like, this is not a selling point, Ubisoft. Like, piss poor.
I almost feel like it was for them. So if anyone followed the game, or even early on, it got like really lukewarm reception when it was announced at E3. It had lukewarm reception when it was finally launched. There was a ton of bugs and problems with it. It almost feels like it's just another attempt to try and reinvigorate the game because they probably lost a lot of money on it. I can only assume they lost a lot of money on it. So,
yeah, and especially now that they've doubled down and thrown money into the Olympics license, like, it doesn't seem like a good plan.
No, nothing about the game ever looked good to me anyway. So to know that it's just making it prettier, even though it doesn't seem like it even did that, is not enough to save a game like this.
No, definitely not good, but then, like you said, I'll be playing Destiny this coming week. Now, are you going to be playing on PC or on Xbox or both, or how are you going to split your time here come tomorrow?
I don't know if Hit's got PC or if he's got Xbox. I don't know. I'm going to buy it literally tomorrow. And it's going to be whatever one I don't even know. It's going to be interesting. I'm literally going to decide tomorrow. So probably Xbox, but I really would love to not.
So he hit saying he's PC first and then Xbox second, but maybe not. So you guys can fight later, have your lovers quarrel, but
well, it's wherever the raid team goes. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I know like Hop and a bunch of the other guys I play with, they'll all be on Xbox, like no question.
Yeah, so, we bought it with all the DLC
you bought the bundle,
on Xbox, so that's what we're playing. But all right, well, on that, normally we would jump over to new releases this week, but there's no major new releases. We got basically the Curse of Osiris expansion for Destiny. We got that stupid Steep Winter Olympics expansion. And we got Doom's VFR, which is their VR version for PSVR and the Vive coming out. But that's it. No real releases. So I guess on that, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? Tiffany Electrify Nolan, what's going on?
Not much. What's going on, guys?
Not much. It's all of us sick people and healthy super producer hit.
I know.
He's holding down the fort. Yeah,
he is. He's doing a good job. Good job, Hit.
Yeah.
Sewing professional.
You guys don't even know how big he's smiling right now.
It's like the biggest cheesy grin.
Yes, it's good. But you think you can handle reading these news stories, Tiff?
I will try to stumble over all these words.
All right. First story.
Humble's Holiday Jingle Jam bundle donates 100% of proceeds to charity, and this comes from Gamma Sutra. Humble Bundle has once again partnered with YouTubers, the Yogscast, to bring back its Pay What You Want Jingle Jam game bundle for the holiday season. While most of Humble Bundle's limited time offerings let purchasers decide how their cash is split between Humble, charity, and game developers. Derek, please stop that. Okay, I cannot read the news while you're blowing fucking weird ass shit out of your mouth, okay? Like, I just can't do it.
Wow.
That was so distracting.
So professional.
Yes, it was. While your wife's reading the news, you're just blowing air.
Blowing vape rings? Yes.
Yeah, vape rings. Okay. While most of Humble Bundle's limited time offerings let purchasers decide how their cash is split between Humble, charity, and game developers, this festive bundle instead donates 100% of its proceeds directly to charity. Working alongside Humble, game developers had come together to offer 25 total games for the month-long charity bundle, with each game being revealed Advent calendar style between the start of December and Christmas. No matter the size of the donation, bundle purchasers are able to choose which of the 8 supported charities their cash will benefit. The funds raised through this year's event will support Special Effect, Wallace and Gromit's Grand Appeal, Whale and Dolphin Conservation, Mental Health Foundation, Save the Children, International Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Trans, and Intersex Association, Cancer Research UK, and Charity Water. Last year, the Jingle Jam sold 86,589 bundles and raised $2.6 million for charities like the Mental Health Foundation, ILGA, Whale and Dolphin Conservation, Cancer Research UK, Games Aid, and Special Effect. So what do you guys think of this one?
I know they're hyper success. I think this year, I was reading some article, I think earlier this week, that says they hit like $1 million in less than 24 hours or something. Yeah. It was some crazy number.
And people only know at this point as of today, the first 4 games. And,
they don't even know what the I mean,
because if you go to the site, they're kind of unblanking them Advent calendar style, like they said. $35 will get you 25 games, and they say the value is $876 or something like that. It's not a bad deal to increase your Steam library or whatever else, but
yeah, it's a pretty like small amount of change to throw in. It's like anything else when it comes to like Steam games, and you buy them really cheap. You're probably going to get a ton that you don't ever play, but it's for a good cause. But and also I think the value's there regardless, even if it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, either way. Yeah, and this time it's not like you have that little slider where you say how much you want to go to the devs and how much you want to go to the charity. It's all going to the charity. All these game devs just put their shit in. They said, hey, it's going to charity. And if you don't like some of these charities, like if you're a bigot or whatever, you can pick which one of these charities you like. You can go to Whales and Dolphins if you don't like any of the other ones, like you don't like Cancer Kids or whatever else. Like you can be an asshole and still pick the charity of your choice and help someone that you support. That said, you can split it between all of them. You can mix and match. It doesn't matter. So it's for a good cause. And I know the Yogscast guys have had their own issues in the past and had their own controversies, but this is the one time a year where they're definitely doing something right. They get with Humble, who always does something right. And, I'm a big fan. So I'm actually thinking of probably picking up this bundle myself.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. It's kind of one of the no-brainer deals with me too. I've actually been interested in trying out Rust early access game. Rethink, I think looks kind of cool. There's a couple others that I wouldn't mind getting. Like,
and we don't even know what else is coming.
Yeah, but there's enough where it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. The ones they've already shown are like, it's worth it for those.
Yeah, so. I think so. So yeah, I'm all for it.
No, good stuff. So consider that also a PSA. Go out there and Google up Humble's Holiday Jingle Jam bundle and support charity while supporting yourself. All right, next story.
Destiny 2 gets a Ghost Alexa skill and replica speaker, and this comes from Joystick X and Gadget. Whether you're a Destiny 2 newbie sampling its free trial or a hardened vet griping about players' progress, the one thing we can all agree on is the general awesomeness of the game's Ghost AI. The floating intelligence is a tipster, guide, and mechanic all rolled into one. Sorry, I'm just pausing for a second. So, all right, that's better. Activision is so enamored with the virtual assistants that it's pairing up with its Amazon Echo speakers. Yes, a Ghost Alexa skill is now available for players that want to bark orders at a real-life version of the virtual assistant. With it, you'll be able to ask Alexa to ask Ghost to equip loadouts, scout levels, and join a clan. If that doesn't sound slightly convoluted in itself, you can also pre-order a $90 Ghost replica speaker that syncs with an Amazon Echo device to carry out your bidding. The perks include responses from the Ghost himself, Nolan North. Unfortunately, there's no Peter Dinklage option for fans of the first game, with over 1,000 custom responses. The Ghost speaker will ship on December 19th, while the Alexa skill is out now. Judging by its announcement, it seems Amazon wants devs to create more video game skills as it looks to tap into the lucrative gaming market. So, have you guys had a chance to try this yet?
Yeah, I got it hooked up, 2-3 days ago? It actually works flawlessly for me. I don't know. Did you hook one up or no?
Yeah, I don't have we have 5 Alexas in the house and none are down here. And so I need to get one down here. But some of the stuff you can do with it is really cool. Like Alexa, tell Ghost to equip my raid loadout, and like all your gear automatically switches or all this other shit. Like, it's a pretty cool concept. And
it is. I don't need it. Like, I don't know how you play Destiny because I play it here on the PC monitor.
Yeah, that's where I'm playing on a PC monitor.
Yeah, so I always have dim on a second monitor. So, like, it doesn't save me any real time saying the words because I literally can click a button. But it is cool if I'm in my living room or anywhere else. I have a dot in here, a dot in the Alexa in here, a dot in the living room, and a dot upstairs. And, if I play it in the living room, it's cool because I can take whatever I have from dim, create the loadout, then tell who, because she'll answer if I say it, what I want to load, and it'll load it up, which is kind of cool. So, like, if you don't use dim or you don't use an app on your I think the other one's like Tower Guardian, or so I can't remember the other one. If you don't use any of those, then it's a cool little thing. It adds a easy to use feature, and you don't have to take your hands off the keyboard or the controller. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's and someone the other day, like in an offline discussion, was talking about, why didn't they just do this why didn't they have the Kinect do it? Well, we all know why it's not a Kinect thing, because Microsoft is not the Destiny prima donna. It's Sony. So if you're going to get this kind of feature, it has to be an offline third-party feature, and that's the only way this is going to work.
Yeah, I actually prefer it, believe it or not. I think Alexa works well enough where I would prefer it. Oh, she's going to talk now. God damn it.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the
No, she's angry. She's pissed. I like it. I actually like it better. I like it because it's more universal. So I like that it's not built in specifically because I have Destiny on the PC. So I don't want to have multiple voice things that I need to use. I use this one thing, universal in my home, turns off the lights, all these other things, and I can do the loadout. So yeah, it's super cool.
Nice. All right. Well, I think we can all agree it's going to be pretty awesome. And maybe I'll move an Alexa down here to use it. But I'm not sure what for. I just like the fact that there's all those custom responses.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
All right. Next story.
So it's a light news week. We are on to this week's What the Fuck story. PS2 theme takes your PS4 back to 2001, and this comes from Kotaku. On December 6th, a new theme will be made available for the PS4 that will have your modern console's dashboard looking like something from a couple of generations back. Built by Truant Pixel with help from PlayStation US, Japan, and even Naughty Dog, it combines multiple disparate elements into a single piece of theme software which mimics the sight sounds and functionality of the PlayStation 2 dashboard. It's beautiful, the sound, the purple, it's like a time machine. So... I don't know. You guys gonna check this out?
No, like we outgrew this thing years ago. Like I don't even understand this.
I'm not like a big theme guy anyway, and like I don't see the reason to go out and sort of create a less usable UI on something. It seems like really odd to me to sort of like take something like that back in time. It's funny. The only time I think this would be awesome is like if Xbox, and this is again that people are going to say we're super fanboys, but if there was a Blades version,
I would totally
Xbox
go Blades
One,
again.
I would go Blades again in a heartbeat because I love
Blades. Actually, wasn't a bad UI. I'm still not sure what people hated about it.
I don't know, and I would literally sit there when I was bored or like just mindless, and I would be like swish 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 swish, and I would just do that for like 10 minutes straight and just like
you could do that while you were waiting for buddies or whatever else.
Yeah. And it was fluid. It was responsive. It was on really, like, you know, considering the hardware we have now and how the Xbox One performs menu-wise up until recently. It was, like, fast, intuitive, easy to use, and a cool UI design. So I would actually do a throwback for that. That's
there was a
the
long
only
time.
UI I would do that for.
I was running XBMC for a long time, and it had the Blades UI as an option for all your media, and I used that for like years because it was like, it's intuitive. Like you go over to video, you go over to TV shows, you go over to music, you go down to what you want, you go back up. Like that was not a bad UI, but the PlayStation 2 UI was bad. It was.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screenshots of it now. Like, I mean, first of all, it's really not that PS2-y.
No,
like
it's the most they could PS2ize the PS4.
Yes.
They only allow so much skinning. Yeah.
Right. So it's like it's really not even like that much of a throwback. Colors, maybe some UI elements, but really it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would say this is what the fuck because I just think it's useless. I guess that's my thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Derek, you would say what then?
Jay, this story has me saying, what the fuck? And on that, why don't we move it over to the mailbag and voicemails, a.k.a. Altius's Corner. Altius asks, when do you think sales of the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro will approach and pass their junior versions? Do you think it'll be more closely tied to the enhanced games available or to the rapidly dropping prices of 4K televisions and monitors?
Man, that's a great question. God, he's got some good ones. I mean, I think really the way this cycle is set up, because they're really not, the marketing isn't nearly as strong as it is for when you say, you know, okay, we're stopping this console, it's dead, we're building this new one, get ready for it. Now it's very, like the marketing.
The lines are blurred.
Yeah, and the lines are so blurred, it's like the only reason as a consumer you have to upgrade is if you feel like you want to do a 4K version of your games. And so then the onus is more on the consumer and whether or not they feel like it's the right time to upgrade or not. So I think it's going to take a really long time, certainly. Yeah. And with how cheap it is to get an Xbox One, especially at Christmas now.
Oh, $189 for the Xbox One S? That's
right.
Unheard of, right?
It's probably smarter to buy the cheaper version right now. There's not a lot of gaming monitors that are HDR. There's actually like only 2. So that means if you want to buy the proper TV, you got to spend, $1,000+
TV,
and it's going to be like a 55 to 70 inch TV. So,
yeah, but even the 4K TVs with HDR now are dropping in the summer in the sub $400.
Some are pretty cheap. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's like, the thing about the Xbox One X is really the fact that it still usually only maintains like a maximum 60 frames per second, mostly 30 for most games. So you don't really need a gaming monitor either because you pay so much more for more megahertz. So if you want to go down that road, you certainly can, and it's not as expensive as it was. But that has to be the reason that you're going to buy one. There's no other reason to buy the Xbox One X. Zero.
Yeah.
So
I think maybe if you're someone that's replacing your TV, I'm not sure which one drives it more. Like if all of a sudden next week they were like, well, 50% of the last generation Xbox One games now are Xbox One enhanced. Is that enough to get someone that has a 4K TV already? to then go ahead and pick it up? Or are there just not enough 4K TVs out there? And that's going to be the thing that when people buy those, then they're like, well, now I have a 4K TV and there's games here. And like, it's like a chicken and egg thing.
It's funny because this is really the first time ever where they're relying on the TV industry to reduce costs low enough to make it affordable enough to want to buy that system. Because the reality is, the way it always was before was that literally you couldn't get the game, right? It would be like Halo 3 is coming out for this next thing, and it's not coming out for the thing you currently have. So your only chance of playing this game is to buy the system.
Upgrading. Yeah.
And so games drove system sales, console sales. But now it's really not that way. It's more that like, hey, if you want to see Destiny 2 with better textures, you have to have this 4K monitor. So now it's like the monitor or the TV is the thing that's really driving the sale. More so, I think, than the game, which is sort of a weird position to be in. I don't know. It's a really good question. I think it's going to take a very long time. As TV sales continue to drop in price, cost, I should say, you'll probably likely see more people test the watch because it's still a very expensive system now because it's brand new. Yep. So you got to be willing to spend, $1,000 on a TV, and then what is it, 500 plus on that's a big tough order for a lot of people. So
yeah. Now, granted, the thing that I was really surprised about though, and it started right at the launch of the X, so it wasn't like I was surprised yesterday, but was the fact that so many 360 games that have been upgraded to have full 4K and HDR support. Like that was not something I ever really pictured. Like Mirror's Edge, the original Mirror's Edge for the 360 has it. So really, it's not like it only helps out the current gen games. All of a sudden, like your previous gen library, if you're willing to like recompile your textures and pump it back in the system and maybe do a HDR patch, all of a sudden your game becomes viable again, even though it's a last gen game. Seeing some of that Mirror's Edge footage in 4K and
great.
HDR, it looks as good as all the current shit. Yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know. The games are there, or at least some are now. They're going to keep coming. The TV prices are dropping, and they're going to keep dropping. And I guess that's when we get those two curves and two lines, and wherever they cross is going to be that sweet spot of when people start really buying these things. But right now it's the high end device. It's not
right. And there's no exclusive game for it. So there's no reason to buy it other than wanting to have a high end device.
Yep. Yeah. And to get the best out of a system possible. So I think it's going to be a while too, unfortunately, before it passes the other sales. But then again, that's what people said about the S. And then all of a sudden Microsoft was like, you know what? The original vanilla Xbox One is done. All we're selling are S's from this point. We're no longer going to manufacture that. And who knows when, as we move forward, maybe the cost and making of the X is going to be so cheap that Microsoft is going to be the one to weigh and say, well, now it costs us more to maintain two production lines and create two different products and two different SKUs than it would be just to make the X and sell that at some other price. And
I think that's probably the smartest answer, is that at some point the cost won't make sense. They'll be able to create the Xbox One X for cheap enough where they'll just discontinue the line, and then you won't have an option to buy the old one. And that's probably like within the next 2-3 years, let's say, because I don't know if there's much point in keeping I think what really gets sticky is if you get the price point so low on the original Xbox One, where it's like $99, like $60, whatever crazy number, then it really makes no sense. Then I feel like you're hurting gamers more than you're helping them. If you can get the cost from $500 down to $300, that becomes, I think, the default system, and then just by nature of design, it'll go away.
Yeah, it's like how Sony was still selling PS2s for like $45 up until like 2 or 3 years ago. I remember we did the news story. I didn't even know they were still like producing them off a manufacturing line, but they were, which is, I don't think that's the right model at all. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that is a great question, Altius, as always.
As always. Yep.
All right. Well, if any of great questions like Altius, and I know he sets the bar high, but you can drop in just below him and your shit will still look pretty good. If you got one of those, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. You can also comment on this episode's thread on the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors. Remember, if we had sponsors, supporting them would help us out, but we got none because they're douchebags. So if you want to sponsor us, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooledtoplay.com. You tell us what you're selling. We'll tell us you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/tooledtoplay. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the internet, got everything that's fucking holy at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
And you can find me at twitter.com/DudeIRock.
And you find me at twitter.com/electrify.
Twitter.com/i6hitman.
Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/Tool2Play. Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
Facebook.com/DudeIRock.
Facebook.com/Tiff Nolan.
Facebook.com/i6hitman.
We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tool2Play. That's the place to find all of Tool to Play's archive video content, whether it's episodes of this show, whether it's live streams. It doesn't matter what it is. Hits, quick hits. Everything is on there. I know, hits, quick hits. You guys are probably right now like, oh shit, he said hits, quick hits. Oh my God, really brought that back up. I love that show. I wish it would come back. I know, you're not the only ones. People, it's a never-ending wave of comments. Like, I have to feed through like thousands of emails to get to one comment for this show for people that want hits, quick hits back. But that is where all the archive video content goes. So go there, subscribe on YouTube, and you'll be notified whenever any of our content, whether it was sourced here on Twitch, whether it was sourced from unique content, whether it's Tiff's old show, immature interviews, whatever it is, they all end up on the YouTube channel. So go there, subscribe, and you won't miss any of our archive video content. Please rate and review the podcast on iTunes. We need some 5-star reviews. And if you are so inclined, because the 5 stars are real easy to do. You pick Still Got Game, you're like, click the 5-star button. Then it says, do you want to write a little something about it? And that's kind of where we need you to go the extra mile. Maybe it takes 5 seconds out of your day, maybe 10 if you're a slow writer. If you could just write a little something with your 5 stars, that would mean a lot to us. The show's awesome, saves my week, makes my commute better. I was going to fucking run my car off a cliff, and then I heard this episode Still Got Game, and now I'm a preacher. Doesn't matter what it is. Just write something nice in there if you got 10 extra seconds, okay? It's not a lot of your time, and it really helps us out. We got twitch.tv/Tool2Play. That is where Tool to Play broadcasts our live video content. And whether it's directly here from us broadcasting directly to the Tool to Play channel, or whether it's someone in our team, our Twitch team, that their content is being redirected out here through our Twitch channel. But either way, you go to twitch.tv/Tool2Play and you follow us there, and you'll be notified whenever we're going live and we're producing live content, like this show right now. Now, also on Twitch, there's a subscribe button. So there's the follow button, costs you nothing. There's a subscribe button, costs you $4.99 a month. But that, let me tell you, fans, is the way that you can help us out most of all, because that is how you directly support the show. For $4.99, but we'll call it $5 just so I don't have to say that long thing. For $5 a month, that money goes directly in our pocket and you help out the show. It's you supporting us and showing us that we mean something to you. And some of you are like, oh my God, $5, that's way too much. Like, I would have to give up a Starbucks coffee for that. Understandable. It's tough to give up one Starbucks a month for the show. Not really. But if that's your argument, let's say this. You're probably also an Amazon shopper, because everybody fucking is. You probably also have Amazon Prime, because if you don't, you're a complete moron. Saves you on shipping over the whole year. You make 5 orders, boom, it's paid for itself. So fuck that. So if you're Amazon Prime, guess what? You're also Twitch Prime. What that lets you do is once a month, you can pick any single Twitch channel you want and subscribe to it absolutely free. Costs you nothing, but it pays them. In our case, since you would be using it for us, because I'm the one that just told you about this, you would pay us $5 using your Twitch Prime subscription. You paid nothing. Twitch paid us. Well, Amazon paid us, really. And helps us out, costs you nothing. Seems like win-win. The only caveat is you have to redo that every single month. It's not like a real subscription where it recurs, because they don't just pay all these things forever. So once a month, you have to remember to go back and subscribe to us for free with your Twitch Prime subscription. But it really would help us out, and it means a lot to us. So if you can, please go there. So, follow if you must, subscribe if you can, twitch.tv/Tool2Play. And before we wrap up, I want to remind you all, you can join us each and every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/Tool2Play. And on that, why don't we wrap the second to last really structured episode up. I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
I'm Tiffany Electrify Nolan.
I am Roger Hitman Roken.
373 is right around the corner.